What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry, I recorded that video yesterday, which was Saturday, but this one is now, which is Sunday, and 874 is out. Kingdom 874 is out. I This will be my first time reading it. Well, myself reading it. We get a cover chapter with all of the Quinn General. And they look pretty badass. Well, oh, I believe like three, four, five, six of them are not general. They're Yotan. Well, they are probably they are general, but they're under certain people. Like let's say, uh, some of um Shen. No, we don't. Yoko Yoko. We see Yoko Yoko. We see Bajo and Kitora. We see them, but yeah. So the chapter began with Kaine and Riboku. Kaine goes, Riboku-sama, he must be literally exhausted. No, it's more than just exhaustion. Ever since the war began, he's been moving across vast distance from north to south, personally leading every front. He's burning himself out. At this rate, he's fading away. And then she goes and hug him. And she goes, Riboku-sama. And then we get the chapter titles. The Third Army, Yoshoshihara. Holy shit, are you telling me Riboku has three line of defense? No, because the previous chapter they already stressed that there's only two line. But the chapter is called the Third Army. And then the Kaine soldiers, they're like, huh, Riboku-sama? No, never mind. And then there's some of them thinking to themselves, even though we are among our own soldiers, we must not draw attention to Riboku-sama's presence. Yes, Riboku-sama is currently moving with a small detachment. This time, it is critical that no one discover or notice Riboku-sama's location. And then Riboku goes, because the Kaine soldiers, they're trying to keep that just to a couple soldiers knowing that Riboku-sama is here. And so Riboku goes, as you can see, I am fine. Don't worry, Kaine. And some of the soldiers goes up to Riboku and they're like, Riboku-sama, you stopped here on your way to the second defense line? And he's like, yes. And then they go, please forgive me. It's all because they breach our defenses. And then Riboku goes, it couldn't be helped. I never imagined that the former Han army would play such a significant role. And then these soldier goes, are you still planning to go to the second defense headquarters in this condition? But the Haishin unit is stationed along that stretch of land, and approaching it is extremely risky. And so Riboku goes, I will rest here until dawn, then set out. We are in Zhao territory, and there are countless ways to bypass the Haishin unit. And the Kaine goes, so then please rest in my tent. I'm sorry, it's only a small tent. I followed the Haishin unit as soon as they broke through our line, and I didn't have time to bring anything. Luckily, the rear guard managed to secure one tent for us with great difficulty. I'll sleep outside, so please, Riboku-sama. And then Riboku's like, what are you saying? If you're going to sleep in the open, then I'll do the same, Kaine. And then Kaine's kind of shocked. Like, lady, this is your husband. You're supposed to be his wife. Go release the dude, goddamn. And so the soldier's like, Kaine, why are you hesitating? It's only natural for a couple to sleep together. See, they were saying exactly what I was saying. Let Riboku-sama rest quickly. If you don't get into the tent now, he'll readily end up sleeping outside. And so Kaine, she's kind of shocked and scared, and then Riboku grabs her hand. Okay, okay. And so they go into the tent. The soldiers, they're kind of relieved and they're kind of guarding the tent. And what do you know? I call it that not. She went and released Riboku, and they have a night of passion. But she's crying the whole time. What a loser. And so she wakes up and Riboku's gone. And she goes, a dream? No, not a dream. The first day of dawn are beginning to appear. Has he already left Riboku-sama? Riboku-sama, Riboku, I'm helpless. I wish we had just woken me up. And so he did. He's like, kinda, hey, kinda, I'm heading out now. And she's sleeping. So it was a fucking dream. The hell? So it's because if it's not a dream, why? So she woke up. She woke up with no shirt, and then the next scene, she has a black shirt on. Now it could be they colored the black shirt in so that none of us could see, or it was a dream. They didn't really reply it, and so because in her dream she was happy, she's sleeping, and Riboku comes and try to wake her up, saying he's heading out now, but she's still sleeping, and so she goes, so he really did try to wake me up. So now she remember Zhao's army, Kaie front second line of defense, and now Riboku walks up. Riboku-sama, you woke up early, sir, but you're the one who woke up earlier, real N. Now, is how is the battle situation? Not a good sign. Three enemies army perfectly in sync without seeing each other. It's difficult to hold them off on three front at once. See? Why you go over there? Go eat your bottle. And so she goes, I consider calling in Rihaku, who is stationed in the south, but I wanted to hear your opinion first. And then Riboku didn't say anything. And then she smiled and she said, oh, unseemly. I wouldn't say that to you, Riboku sama. A man and a woman on a battlefield of sacrifice, they have strong feeling, don't they? And she goes, what are you talking about? Bless you. So it seems like they kind of then did sleep together, and she noticed it. And so she teasing Riboku. And then she goes, was Kaine pleased? And Riboku's like, let's focus on the military plan, Rio N. And then Rio N goes, as I expected, you already have a plan to deal with this situation. And Riboku, that's certain. Send a message to all the general immediately. All of them, without exception. And then he goes, Gakuka, the Haishin unit, Kuokai's army. They all stop. What you doing again? They all managed to break through our line and are now in pursuit, tracking us from behind. Dawn has broken, prepared to advance. Let's go. This goes for all general, no exception. Well done, Fute. Call me general. So it seems that all the general already know that if somebody break through or a group break through, they have a plan in mind. And so Riboku's telling Rio Ann to send a message to all the general of Zhao. And all the general of Zhao are already prepared. And we see all of them are prepared. Now the sun raises and the battle commences. And we are at the Gyakuka's unit. And you see Aizen just crushing them. And Mutengo sent more troops immediately. Keep supporting Aizen and push him forward. And the rear, what's Rikusen's condition? Sir, news has just arrived from the rear scout. The Rikusen unit, desperately holding our rear guard, is still maintaining its position on the high ground. They use the terrain to their advantage, holding back the Kotohimiku and Bafuji's forces closing in from behind. Oh, it's expected of Deputy Ryukusen. And then Muten noticed something. He goes, however, our number are limited. They won't last long against the advance of such a powerful army. You must hold out until Aizen somehow managed to break through their line, Rikusen. So it seems like Muten, okay? Muten's unit, the Gyakuka, Aizen is pushing forward, while Rikusen is holding back the enemy, the front, the back line, the first line. And you see a we see a picture Muten's in the middle, Aizen's in the front, facing against the Zhao's second line of defense, while Rikusen is facing the back, the first line of defense. Kotsumi, and Bafuji. Ahead of us, the second defense line we must break through, and behind us, the army of Kotumi Haku and Bafuji continue tracking our numbers, our movement. The Gyakuka had to break through the front line and continue their advance. They are now being worn down under this two-side assault. And then the state of the Kuokai army was not, and the Yu Haishin unit was no better. So, so. It seems that all three army are facing a similar situation. Because if you think about it, they broke through the first line to get to the second line. The first line might be fighting somebody in the front, but they could also turn back and face and basically destroy the Quinn's back line. Let's for example the Kuokai's back line. But at the same time, they will also be facing. Gang, it's okay. Go eat your bottle. At the same time, they're also facing the same situation because remember, like the Yoko Yoko army is fighting against them too. So it's like a ass eat ass try to get ahead. In the in the midst of battle, chaos and odd with overwhelming forces, they crush every obstacle in their path, becoming the first to initiate the breakthrough. It's the Gyakukai unit. Okay, gang. Lady told you eat your bottle. Why did he make a bottle for you? You don't eat it. Huh? Come on. So it was the Gyakuga that broke through. Okay? And you see Aizen just monster slashing the Zhao soldiers. And so they're kind of excited. We broke through. Now they get we both will get a report. But keep an eye out for the Gyakuka on their way. The last of the rear guard, led by Earl Ray, is moving to intercept them. Finish them off, crush the Fukaku, the Gukaku. And with that, damn it. So it looks like Earl Ray is chasing them, the Gyakuka. And so one of Aizen's soldiers, damn it, they still have these number. The Gyakuka's advance came to a complete halt. Now, let me summarize what's going on. Mutane and his unit were able to break through the second line defense. But once they broke through that second line defense, what's standing in front of them is more Zhao soldiers. So you could say a third line of defense. Earl Ray is the third line defense that's facing against Mutane's army. And we switches back to Kuokai's army. And following close behind, the Kuokai's army was about to break through. But the rearguard forces appear here as well. And the one who stood in their way was a fierce army led by those who were known as the 10 Spearmen. Moreover, the one who holds the reign of the command is Riboku's first disciple, Kido. Now, Kuokai, she's not saying nothing. In this way, the step of Kuokai's army also faltered as they were on the verge of crossing, and so their strength shrunk and their step came to a complete halt. It seems like another line of defense showed up for the Kuokai. They are the 10th Spear, led by that one, a soldier, one of Riboku's disciple, Kido. But in order to stop these two armies, the rearguard forces of the second line of defense were forced to concentrate exclusively and unbalancedly. Yeah, to repel the breakthrough of the Third Army, and so they no longer had enough strength. Okay, okay. Did we get a picture? After after the Guaku unit breaks through, Earl Ray's soldier comes rushing in from the side. And that is the third line. The same thing happened to the Kukai army. In other words, we switches to the Haishin unit. In other words, the Haishin unit has breached Riboku's second line defense fortification, which he thought was an impregnable dam. They had pierced deep into Zhao territory, breaking every line of resistance until they emerged into an open expanse, completely devoid of enemy force. We've broken through, advanced. No enemy stand before us any longer. Well, that's good. The Haishin unit had decisively obliterated Riboku's defense formation that had long stalled the Queen's army's advance, forcing the battlefield to shift deep into the heart of Zhao territory. End of chapter. No break next week. So, quick summary. Riboku comes in, tells them not to worry. Riboku has a third line of defense. Those third line defense stop Kaio, uh, Kukai, and Muten. But it looks like the High Shin unit, does not have a third line of defense. Or even if they did, they broke through. But from what I'm reading, it says that they don't. So they did break through, and they're in the open plain now. In a chapter. My baby girl, funny. She has a playpen. She went all. I left the playpen open. She goes all the way to a playpen, grabbed her bottle, come all the way by me, lay down by me, and ate her bottle. Such a cute girl. Okay, okay. End the chapter. Once 875 spoiler comes out, we'll go through it. All right, all right, all right.